Hello traders and welcome to this new recap video of the live room. This is the recap from Friday, past Friday, the New York session, the midday Nasdaq NQ trading session. So let's get right to it. This is the 30 seconds Nasdaq chart and we got some information on the chart. Here below we got our custom gamma level, a strong support level. Above we got a strong gamma level and the previous initial balance high, by the way, good to know. The numbers are the deltas per swing we see, and these kind of signals, this is exhaustion. So for example, if we are looking in this scenario for a trade to the upside, I want to see some kind of confirmation based on firstly the candles. These are rejection candles, so we know price want to push up. We see rejection of this area structure here to the left. Secondly, I would like to see some kind of confirmation in the delta, so there are more traders with me, or in the exhaustion. And gold is delta divergence. It's a triangle you see here behind the green one. Green is exhaustion, gold is delta divergence. So these are signals helping me if I want to trade in the direction of the structure. Primarily we trade from our zones. These are the highest probability reversals and retests, and we look for exactly the same patterns with confirmations every time, the same thing. This is New York session, we do Nasdaq, and the London session we do the German DAX. Exactly the same 30 seconds chart with the same candle types with the same confirmation. So we trade one kind of pattern, one setup together in the live room. Morning DAX, in the midday the Nasdaq. So there are two types of setups we trade. We trade from our zones. We like to trade interaction from a zone. These are the biggest runs. Most of the cases this is 80 to 160 ticks. I'm always talking in ticks. And structured trades. So what is it, structured trade? I'm going to show you here. The reason we were not trading here yet is because this was the news. 50 minutes after open New York we had PMI, so we wait. Can be a big market mover. Secondly, we had medium news 50 minutes later at 4 o'clock my time, European time. So we waited a little bit after the news. What did we see? Price was making highs, lower high here, and we already see here, I placed these lines as structure. Price wants to push down. We have big imbalance in delta, 351, 87, minus 64. So sellers stepping in and taking control, by the way. We see the wicks, so that's the second confirmation, two confirmations, and I see the exhaustion print here. So we got three confirmations on a structured chains. But of course I was not trading this because we had the news. We waited. We waited more. This is 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the news, and I already see this low got broken here to the left and retested. This candle was too late to enter short on this setup, so we did not take it. Here, a higher risk setup because we did not have all confirmations we like. Only delta. We got a nice candle. We got this wick here, same setup as the first one, and we entered on this short. Why are we looking shorts? Two reasons. We are below structure, below previous lows, and we know price is getting attracted by this zone here below. Okay, strong magnets, and price tends to push away, break away from this zone and make structure to the upside. So higher highs, higher lows. Simple stuff. Keep it simple. We took this first one here, short, and then we had a nice opportunity here. We see the doji, we see this candle, and this candle I liked very much. I entered after this candle, because this candle, this body was engulfing the previous bodies. Plus, of course, as you can see here, a strong imbalance in delta. Sellers taking over at this structure. So I planned ahead, I want to take a trade here, but first I want to see some confirmation. I want to see rejection, I want to see delta divergence, I want to see exhaustion, those kind of visual confirmations. And we have this candle breaking all these candles. Based on candle structure, I entered here. So this was an interesting trade. I targeted just above the zone, 147 ticks. This one, interesting. So I was not directly looking for a long in the zone or below the zone or above the zone. I want to see first what is going on. How is price, how are traders behaving above? There was an opportunity, a higher risk opportunity because we see this delta here, 562 minus, and then 123 positive, and we see this blue B. This is another way of delta divergence calculation, telling us buyers taking control on this candle. So with this information, this, at this support, this was an opportunity, but I did not step in. I wanted to wait for new structure, because there are always opportunities. You see, first price could not push higher because there were no buyers above. The exhaustion signals you see here. Okay, all good, we just wait. Price pushing higher. Nothing yet here. I'm looking for longs primarily. We are prices above these highs, pushing away from this support. And then we were interested, high risk between the zones, interested in longs from this support. I entered to this one, dodgy. Exhaustion. Here, another opportunity. Small one, didn't really work out. This one we lost, I remember. And then we see price, we were in this long, here, 75 with the exhaustion, good signal. Lost this one, small loss because we moved the stop tighter. This was also an opportunity I did not take. 84, positive delta on the lows. Normally you see negative deltas on the lows. This is positive, so buyers in control. Nice scalp, 30 ticks. I did not take it. So price reversed. Sellers stepping in on these highs. Normally we see buying signals, buying positive deltas over here. So we lost this trade. Price broke below. All good. Because then we see the retest of the structure. Example, this is support. Price doing this. Price breaking support, retesting support, now resistance. This pattern, you want to enter on this thing. That is something we see here. We know price was not making higher highs above here. So it reversed. Look at these numbers. Buyers 185 minus 93. And delta divergence signal. Retest. This all happened on the retest of these lows. So we entered on this setup. And we shorted. We got rejection wicks here. These lows, the lower low. And we got same opportunity here. I added positions on this trade. Look at these numbers. Sellers, almost no buyers here. So these trades are between zones. So I classify these as higher risk setups, higher risk trades, because primarily we want to trade off our gamma zones. But price was in a very wide space between gamma. So one trade with two, I must say two trades, two shorts here I added on this position. See the strong rejection. Candles like this we like also. The wick rejecting the lows to the left, engulfing body for these candles, and this thing dropped. This was very interesting. I was in early on this one. 245. I didn't take 245. I closed higher, but this was a drop. 245 ticks in total I added on this setup. Okay, we call this out in the live room. Here another opportunity. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Just draw a line, and we see our same confirmations here. 135 plus, 134 minus. Seller, buyers stepping away, sellers taking over, and we see multiple signals of exhaustion. We can see the confirmation that there are no buyers above interested to push price higher. So shorted this one again. You can wait for the candle close. Look at this strong wick. If you only trade candle patterns, this is a very interesting candle. This one had 84 ticks. When I scalp, I target, let's say 50 ticks, 40, 50 ticks. And a decent normal zone interaction, gamma zone interaction is for me 80 to 160, 80 to 160 ticks. So lower lows, lower highs, but price was not hitting our zone. We were expecting price to hit this thing, aggressively bounce off or break, but the potential to break below was very low. What happened? We just waited. I don't trade anything here, no signals, no numbers. You might aggressively take this one, but we did not, because price was in a range. It even made a higher high. So I draw those lines as a help, and we wait for something new. Price here breaks these highs. Price was breaking all the structure to the left. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So the structure changed at this moment. We are not taking trades of 200, 300 ticks. We are just looking for scalps of a few $100 with a contract or two contracts, whatever you like. And this is interesting. I have drawn this line from the structure again. I waited for price to pull down, pull back to our structure, and make a continuation again. So what happened? Let me draw it out. This was our ceiling. What happened? Price did this pattern. This. Then breaking above, getting back, follow up. We don't know how far this will go. We don't know. We do know our primary setups are way below at our gammas. So setups like this, based on structure, are a little bit more aggressive, but we still look for the same confirmations. We still had sellers on this low telling us, but I had double confirmation. On two green candles, I had confirmation. Price had a high probability to go up. I entered after this candle. I waited for the close of this candle. Look at this dodgy signal. This one, very nice. The wick double, we got double exhaustion and a divergence signal here. So I have three signals for this long on the structure retest. On this pattern I just drew out here for you guys, I have three confirmations to enter on this retest. And we just scalp. I don't know if this thing is gonna go very high or not. I entered here. I targeted just below the highs. 64 ticks. Nothing special. But One contract, 64 ticks. $320 on this one. You see, just simple. As long as you use a few confirmations, these trades we take alive together. I call them out as trading, no trading advice, just for educational purpose. And what do we see? Another opportunity, but we see price not making not as strong new structure as it did before. It's just making stair steps higher and higher and higher. I entered on this one also. What do we see? We see the same confirmations as we see on this one. You see? Very nice. Double, triple confirmation and the candle. And you can scalp 30, 40, 50 ticks on your trades. This one probably not 50. So here I did nothing. You can still trade the candle structure, but there were no more confirmations. Look at these numbers, minus 166, plus 32. Where are the sellers? That's why we see the exhaustion print also. So we wait, we do nothing. I don't like to trade a level and trade it like this. Going down, going up. I don't want to take 5, 6 times these kind of setups in both directions. I want to see follow-up to the upside. I want to see follow-up to the downside. If it's not happening, we are more or less in a range and we stay away. See? Don't take every structure change. Look a little bit at the overall structure. We need to move towards a gamma, because at the gamma, that is where the big moves are. So later on, when I was bringing my kids to bed, I had a moment to look at some setups. This was initial balance high, current initial balance high. One of my favorite setups. This was very interesting. I was at the PC. I see this rejection at current initial balance high. So I took this scalp to the downside just based on the rejection. We still had buyers. I had my structure drawn. Let me remove this a little bit. This was the long from here. I took one long into the initial balance. I was hoping for it to break, but it did not. You see, we see our confirmation here. We see the rejection on that candle. Do you guys see it? Structure long with exhaustion and trend and wick. This is with the trend, this setup here. Exhaustion, rejection into the initial balance. Small trade, but interesting. I took this second one, rejecting initial balance again. But now we see the delta in our favor. Scalp down, but not much follow-up. Okay, and it didn't really hit it. This one I liked. I tried again. Dodgy, exhaustion above. If you crop the chart a little bit more, you see this as a sort of double top, maybe with this one triple top. And then I stayed in this trade because we see the minus 18 and it dropped. This was a very interesting trade. I took little heat. I don't remember taking 80 ticks on this one. Most of the time I close at 50, 60 ticks with a scalp. But it was very interesting. This one was also interesting, but I did not take it. See, standard initial balance high, initial balance low, interaction, rotation. Then, what did we have? Look at these numbers. This is the structure right here. This is the structure. Price pushing back, retest, breaking structure. This low breaks this one. Okay, I wait for the retest. There are almost no buyers here. This is a little bit more aggressive entry, but you enter on the confirmation candle in combo with the wicks, and we don't see a high plus number here. We see a low. We don't see 215, 214. Very low in relation to this. Understand delta is always in the moment, so delta changes the moment time moves on. This was a setup with a slightly better confirmation. We see the wicks here into this resistance, and we see the negative delta. I'd rather see a negative delta on the top than a positive, but this number was very low, so I took the risk. It was in my favor because I know we got our magnet below, our strong gamma level below, attracting price. So we had two opportunities here. It was later on, and here the third one. High buyers, but delta divergence, exhaustion, rejection wick, price pushing away, and you have another opportunity. And you can stay in the trade the moment you see these numbers. Only sellers here, based on the delta. And then it was fine for me. I stayed away. So you don't really have to trade hours and hours. If you take 2 trades, maybe 3 trades of those 40, 50 ticks, you are a very happy trader. But keep it simple. If you want to try out our live room for a day, that's possible. You can click on the Discord invite with this video, and you can ask me directly. My name is Ron. You can ask me in the Discord for a 1-day freebie. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.